civil society organization, CSO, under the auspices of the Coalition of Civil Society Organization of Good Governance, on Friday staged a protest at the gates of the National Assembly and called for the arrest of a member of House of Representatives from Jigawa State, Kudaji Kazaure, over his unfounded allegation on the 89 trillion naira stamp duty fraud against the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele. This is for real. This is for real. Central Bank governor has been accused of several fraudulent practices. This is not the first time, and from what we heard, he threatened, he said, if I am arrested, if ESCC, ICPC, or any of the enforcement agency decides to ridicule me, I will mention the beneficiaries of these largesse. I am going to mention their names, and they are in the presidency. And I'm going to mention names of even people in the Senate who benefited from it. I'm going to mention people in the Ministry of Finance. Now, before we proceed, if you could remember back then that the Minister for Finance was pushed out. They claimed that she came in with a fraudulent NYC certificate, which exemption certificate, which she was not supposed to do anyway. If she's coming to government, she's supposed to come clean, but then she decided to go through the route that she knows that has always been the way, to present a little bit of fraud into whatever it is that you want to do so as to meet up. She was kicked out. They looked for something to kick her out. That is because she started investigating and she got to the military. When she got to the military, she wanted to deal with ghost workers, because we have some groups, some ghost workers that some group of people created to get money off the government. Immediately she got into that, they found a way to dig her out and say, you are a woman of sin. You can't come and begin to attack us and pretend as if you yourself did not come with a fake fraudulent certificate. That is why it's good when you want to go after criminals, you should make sure that your own plate is also clean. Now, some group of people led by Bassi, who spoke on behalf of members of the CSOs, described Kazore as a liar who is out on a mission to tarnish the image of Emefiele. Now, according to what I heard him speak, he said that they have text messages, that they have evidences pointing to what Emefiele did. The protesters, over 400 persons, wondered where the lawmaker came up with such damning allegation, insisted that it was a politically motivated move to tarnish the image of the central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, and President Muhammadu Buhari, both of whom are trying to effect a cashless policy to revamp the Nigerian economy. Now, this is where I want you to see how politics in Nigeria is. He is pushing, and you'll be wondering if he's the only one doing this. It could be about the cashless and also the change of naira notes. This could prompt certain groups of people to say, look, let us dig into this man. And there are certain things that he has also done. It's the same thing like I gave you the first example. When you're coming to attack certain individuals, make sure you have your own plates clean, because they know your sins too. So you can't come and begin to say you want to make sure that certain groups of people who have kept money hidden, you want to deal with them this way and that way, when they know that you're also a criminal. Now that this man came forward to attack, or let us say to challenge Godwin Emefiele, some group of people too, probably people who have benefited from this, from the central bank governor, also decided to gather themselves and they come out to protest. All of these protests and all of this carrying placard inscriptions, cashless policy, a solution to poverty, corrupt Nigerians are after CBN governor, 89 trillion stamp duty is a blackmail, plans to discredit cashless policy will be resisted, etc. All of this does not mean that money or misappropriation, money has not disappeared or misappropriation is not in this. Mohammed Kazaure had raised an alarm of alleged theft of stamp duty proceeds running into 89 trillion naira. He challenged CBN governor. He said, CBN governor, we want you to take that money, that 89 trillion. We want to take, even if it is 30 trillion, 40 trillion, we want you to transfer it into this account. Take it out of that account. We want to see it. We want to know that it is there. Now, this Jigawa-born lawmaker claimed that he is in possession of valid documents to prove the existence of such funds in the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN custody. In fact, he said he has high-tech officials. He has people who are versed in hacking. He said, in fact, he has connections from the US, FBI, this and that, who hacked into email, who got him this and that. You know, he boasted and he said he has a lot of details and info to bury Emefiele. He said in the Sena society, Emefiele at this time will have to step aside so investigation can proceed. And people started looking at it like, okay, this is more or less like they are trying to push him out because they've seen that he's going to finish that. When you talk about people who keep money at home, Northerners do this a lot. It's more or less like a practice, cultural. They keep money at home. So they might be pushing, like if you have decided to destroy, we also money, a lot of it that came out from different corners when these new Naira notes and cashless policy came up. Kazauri also alleged that the Apex Bank has not remitted stamp duty revenue to government coffers as tax is insisting that the bank remits only 60% to the government while 40% goes to private pockets. This can be true. He equally alleged that the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, kept another $171 billion in the bank's private investors' account, being proceeds of stamp duty. $171 billion. This is not a joke. These guys have money. When I say have money, it's not theirs. I mean, he even went on to say something that shook a lot of people. It shocked me. He said that, do you know that for the past 6-7 years, that the money that the Nigerian government loaned, probably from China, etc., is what they use in paying the military, paying the federal government staffs, and all of this $171 billion is kept somewhere, while the government is borrowing to pay salaries. That one, choke me. I mean, when I heard this, I said, wow. He said, yes. He said it is there, that the government has been borrowing to pay salaries, federal government salary. Imagine that, keeping Nigerians in debt all through. This is it. Keeping Nigerians in debt all through. And there are trillions of dollars, millions of dollars kept somewhere. Now, some group of, probably who know who paid them. They say our attention has been drawn to the funny allegation flying around about stamp duty mismanaged money alleged to tune of 89 trillion, according to a dissolved presidential committee that has Honorable Kazare as secretary. If all of these submissions are not true, why can't Emefiele produce answers if they are not all thieves? They are criminals. And as you know, this case might go under the ground very soon. Godwin Emefiele, they said he went to the US or something. Don't be a coward. We know how these things work. You're criminals. If you know you're not a criminal, Godwin Emefiele plus the Jigawa Kazaure, we know that you're all thieves, you're all criminals. This is how you work. I'm a thief. Don't try to act like you're a saint. This is how they work. We are all in it together. What are your thoughts as regards this? Don't forget to subscribe if you have not done so. The red notification icon is very important. Please do tap on it.